Hey there, fools! Big T, I'm back again with another video, and this video is about the illustrious Gamecube, but specifically a wonderful peripheral that came out for it called the Game Boy player. As you can see here, this is my black Gamecube. I actually own 4 Gamecubes. This one I use exclusively for playing Game Boy games on the TV. And as you can see here, it's attached to my Game Boy player, which I already unscrewed it, so let's take it apart here. There you go. And there is the player itself, quite dusty. Clean that off. So there you are. There you can see that's the port where the Game Boy player connects to the Gamecube. I think that's kind of weird though. I think they should think about people like me who would like to have their Game Boy player hooked up at all times and not have to unscrew and screw it every time. But anyway, as you can see, there it is right there, and here is the player itself. Here is where the cartridge goes in. Let's see if I can get a better focus here. Alright, cartridge slot right here. I always thought it was a little tough for the cartridge to go in and out. Especially if it's laying down. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work. You're not going to be able to get your finger into there. So you're going to have to kind of pick it up and reach and pull. Game Boy games fare better. But yeah, this is like a really cool peripheral. Like I said, I keep this one hooked to this Gamecube at all times because I have other Gamecubes that I can play on the TV, and I just want to be able to play my Game Boy Advance games on the big screen. So this is a nice way to do it. I also have a hookup that is AV to RGB SCART, which gives me a really nice picture. I think I've done gameplay of this before beforehand on my channel, so you might be able to find some stuff. I think I did like I want to say Banjo-Kazooie or something, but anyway, so there it is. As you guys know, I often give the Gamecube a lot of flack because I felt like Nintendo didn't really know what the audience was, what they wanted to do with the Gamecube. It didn't do much in way of features, and this was obviously a feature they added later. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that the Gamecube didn't sell very well. I think it sold okay initially, then it just really started to slow down in sales. I think it ended up around 22 million, or close to that, which is pretty sad because this was a really good console. You know, it was a solid console. Graphically, you know, it was more powerful than the PS2, slightly under the Xbox original, and it was pretty sad that, you know, it didn't do better. Had some beautiful, phenomenal games on it. Not so much from first party. I mean, there were a few, but there were exclusives that were phenomenal, like the Rogue Squadron series and Star Fox Adventures. A very good-looking game, but not so much, you know, in gameplay. EXT port, which is basically the link cable, so you can link your Game Boy system to this. You could also link another Game Boy Advance to this, so you can transfer data. So you were still able to do that from Game Boy Player to Game Boy Advance. And I believe you can use, I haven't done that, weirdly enough. A very important part I almost forgot for some reason is this bad boy. Pull this out. I rarely ever pull this thing out. Pull it up closer to the camera. You need this to play Game Boy, to play the Game Boy player for it to function. I don't believe there's any kind of workaround. I don't believe anybody's made any kind of you know, proprietary software or something to bypass this, or any kind of weird, like, you know, flash dongle or anything like that that will bypass this. So if you're in the market for a Game Boy player, you certainly need to make sure it comes with this disc, or you're going to be screwed. I've seen online discs sell for like $40 plus because they're very important, and so there are people that will basically scab you on it. But the Game Boy player itself is, I believe, I haven't looked it up in a while, but last time I looked, it was, it was around the same price. So you have people selling the disc for as much as the player itself, or even more. Sometimes I've seen the disc at $45, $50. I mean, because like I said, it's very important to have this. You can't use the Game Boy player without it. So people will take advantage of that, and they do. So yeah, there is the Game Boy player. Game Boy player pretty much plays every game that, Game Boy Advance plays. I'm not sure about original Game Boy. If it plays, 100%. I believe it's 100%, pretty much 100% on the Game Boy Advance games that it will play. Not sure about the Game Boy, the OG Game Boy. And it has a lot of cool options on it. So let's go into that. You can, you can change the color around your border. You have some cool background stuff. You can do some custom things with your border. It's a pretty cool device. That way you don't, have all this black space. You can make it a little bit more interesting, and makes it more fun to play. So, yep, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I rag the GameCube from time to time, but this is a really cool accessory that helped you have something to play. Basically, it allows you to play your Game Boy Advance games on the TV, which was cool in itself. And it was a slight, selling factor for the GameCube. For those people who, like Game Boy Advance but didn't want to play games on a little screen, you can obviously play them on your TV. So that made it really cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you own a Game Boy player? Is it something you've always wanted and never got? Let me know your thoughts. And thank you for watching and listening. And now, see you fools next time. Peace out.